Far beyond the familiar stars of the Milky Way, the planet Cytherea glowed like a jewel in the darkness of space. Its oceans shimmered with deep blue light, and the forests stretched endlessly, filled with creatures that moved with elegance and intelligence. At the center of Cytherea's capital city, a grand palace rose above the trees, its spires reaching toward the sky. Inside, the alien queen, a wise and kind ruler, oversaw her people. Her name was Lysera, and her people depended on her guidance, her courage, and her vision for peace. But peace was fragile. On the dark side of the galaxy, far from Cytherea, a ruthless warlord named Kragoth studied the queen from his massive fortress ship. Kragoth was cruel and cunning, and he sought power above all else. He had learned about the queen's unique bioenergy, a force that not only sustained her life but could power unimaginable weapons. In Kragoth's mind, capturing the queen would grant him the ability to control entire star systems. The attack came swiftly. From Cytherea's skies, ships unlike any the planet had ever seen descended. They were black, sharp, and silent, slicing through the clouds with deadly precision. The planetary defense forces were brave, but they were unprepared for the sheer power of Kragoth's fleet. His soldiers used strange energy weapons, and before anyone could stop them, the palace was breached. Lysera was taken. Bound in energy chains that suppressed her powers, she was placed aboard Kragoth's flagship. Her people watched in horror, unable to mount an effective defense. Cities fell into panic, and the once bright skies turned red with fire. Cytherea's hope seemed to vanish in an instant. Light years away on Earth, a team of scientists in a high-orbit research station noticed strange energy spikes coming from Cytherea's system. The readings were unlike anything ever recorded, intense and focused, yet strangely familiar. Dr. Ilara Finch, a leading astrophysicist, studied the data with growing concern. "This isn't natural," she said, pointing at the holographic display. "These energy patterns, they're artificial. Someone is manipulating Cytherea's planet-wide systems, and the readings match no known technology from any human civilization." Her team went silent, the weight of her words settling in. Across Earth, intelligence agencies were alerted. By the next day, world leaders were in emergency meetings, debating the sudden and mysterious threat in a distant galaxy. While Cytherea was far from Earth, the implications of Kragoth's plan were terrifying. If he could harness the Queen's bioenergy, no planet would be safe. Not even Earth. It was decided humanity would not stand by. Earth's greatest warriors, the best soldiers, pilots, engineers, and strategists, would assemble for a mission no human had attempted before. The operation was named Project Aurora, after the massive starship built specifically for this rescue. The ship's hull was reinforced with advanced alloys, its engines designed to traverse galaxies at remarkable speeds, and its weapon systems capable of taking on an entire fleet if necessary. The warriors were chosen carefully. Among them was Captain Rylan Hayes, a battle-hardened soldier known for his courage and tactical brilliance. He had led countless missions, surviving situations others deemed impossible. Beside him was Lieutenant Mara Chen, an expert pilot whose skill with spacecraft was unmatched. She could maneuver through asteroid fields and enemy fire with flawless precision. Then there was Dr. Aiden Cross, a young but brilliant engineer. He had developed advanced drones and energy shields that could turn the tide of battles. Despite his youth, his inventions had saved countless lives in conflicts on Earth. And finally, there was Sergeant Leora Kane, a close combat specialist and strategist. Her calm in the chaos and ability to inspire her team made her invaluable. As the chosen warriors gathered at the spaceport, tension and excitement mixed in the air. Families and friends waved goodbye, knowing that this mission was dangerous beyond measure. Rylan addressed the team, his voice steady but firm. "This mission isn't just about saving one life," he said. "It's about standing for what's right. We're stepping into the unknown, facing enemies we've never met and protecting a civilization that cannot defend itself alone. Our courage, our unity, and our determination will make the difference." The team boarded the Aurora, feeling the hum of the engines as the ship powered up. The vastness of space stretched before them, filled with stars that seemed both beautiful and indifferent. Earth receded into the distance, a pale blue dot among countless lights. The journey ahead was long, and danger waited in every dark corner of the galaxy. As the Aurora entered hyperspace, the warriors familiarized themselves with their roles. Mara piloted the ship through the complex routes calculated to avoid detection by enemy patrols. Dr. Cross checked and double-checked the systems, ensuring that shields and weapons were operating at peak efficiency. Leora studied the fortress schematics provided by satellite scans, trying to anticipate the challenges they would face. Rylan focused on morale, keeping the team alert but calm. Days passed in hyperspace, and during this time the warriors bonded. They shared stories, laughter, and even fears. Despite their differences in age, experience, and background, they were united by a singular purpose. Each warrior knew the stakes. Failure was not an option. They often thought of Lysera, the alien queen, a symbol of hope and peace that they were determined to protect. Meanwhile, back on Zytheria, Kregoth monitored the situation from his command bridge. His throne room was vast, dark, and filled with the hum of machines. Screens displayed every corner of his fleet and the captive queen, whose defiance, despite her chains, frustrated him. "You underestimate me," Lysera said calmly, projecting her voice through the energy suppressors. "You will fail. Compassion and courage cannot be destroyed by fear." Kregoth sneered. "Compassion is a weakness," he said, "and weakness will not survive in this galaxy." He did not notice the subtle flicker in Lysera's eyes, a hint that hope had not left her. Somewhere deep inside, she was already preparing for the moment when rescue might arrive. On board the Aurora, sensors picked up the first signs of enemy patrols near Zytheria's system. The tension on the bridge tightened like a drawn bowstring. Mara's hands flew over the controls as she guided the ship silently, avoiding detection. The warriors realized that the coming battle would not only be against Kregoth but against the environment, the unknown technologies, and the perils of space itself. Captain Rylan gathered the team for a final briefing before leaving hyperspace. "We're approaching Zytheria's system. The fortress is massive and heavily guarded. Our mission is clear: get in, rescue the Queen, and get out. We will face challenges we cannot predict, but we will face them together. Trust your training, trust each other, and trust the spirit that brought humanity this far. We are Earth's hope, and we will not fail." The Aurora exited hyperspace, revealing Zytheria in the distance. The planet's forests and oceans glowed faintly under the shadow of Kregoth's fortress. The enormity of the mission hit the team. The alien queen waited, her life hanging in the balance. The warriors braced themselves, knowing the next steps would test everything they had learned, everything they had trained for, and everything they believed about courage and unity. As Part 1 ends, the stage is set. Earth's greatest warriors are on the brink of entering a hostile galaxy to face an enemy unlike any they have known. The survival of a civilization, the safety of a planet, and the honor of humanity all rest on their shoulders. The Aurora glided silently through the endless blackness of space, stars streaking past as the ship approached the outer edges of Zytheria's system. The crew had left Earth behind, but no one could relax. The farther they traveled, the more the unknown stretched before them like an endless shadow. Captain Rylan Hayes stood on the bridge, his eyes scanning the holographic displays. "Sensors are picking up unusual gravitational anomalies," he said. "These sectors are not empty. Be ready for anything." Lieutenant Mara Chen, her hand steady on the control panel, responded, "Asteroid clusters ahead. We can navigate through, but the timing has to be perfect." Her voice carried a mix of excitement and tension. She had flown through storms in Earth's orbit before, but nothing compared to the treacherous paths that awaited them here. Dr. Aiden Cross adjusted the ship's shields, running calculations on energy usage. "If we push the engines too hard to dodge obstacles, we risk draining shields. But I've optimized energy flow. We can make it through with minimal risk." Sergeant Leora Kane observed the crew quietly, her mind already planning responses to attacks or emergencies. "Keep in mind, this isn't just a space journey. Anything could be waiting. Traps, ambushes, even automated weapon systems. Stay alert." The first obstacle came quickly. A dense asteroid field appeared on the sensors, tumbling silently through the void. The rocks were massive, some larger than small cities. Mara guided the Aurora carefully, weaving between the jagged stones. For hours, the ship navigated the dangerous field, shields flickering as small meteoroids grazed the hull. As they cleared the field, the crew exhaled in relief, but there was no time to celebrate. Energy readings spiked on the sensors. A swarm of Kregoth's drones appeared, moving with deadly precision. The drones were small but fast, equipped with laser cannons designed to disable ships with pinpoint accuracy. Rylan called out commands. Weapons ready. Target and disable, but conserve ammo. We need the drones to get a message. Earth's warriors don't back down. Mara maneuvered the ship with skill, dodging laser fire while Dr. Cross directed defensive drones to intercept the attackers. Leora coordinated countermeasures, ensuring the ship remained stable even as enemy fire struck. After a tense skirmish, the drones were destroyed, their wreckage scattering like sparks across the void. Breathing heavily, the crew looked at each other, realizing the danger they faced was only beginning. This was just a test, Rylan said quietly. If this is what's waiting outside the system, the fortress will be far worse. The days in space stretched on. The crew rotated through shifts, ensuring the ship never slowed. They studied Kragoth's tactics, analyzing how his forces moved and attacked. Aiden marveled at the alien technology and worked to create countermeasures, while Mara practiced maneuvers through virtual simulations. Leora led tactical exercises, training the team to respond instantly to threats. During a quiet moment, Rylan walked to the observation deck, gazing at the stars. He thought of Earth, of the people who believed in them, and of Lysera, the alien queen held captive. The weight of responsibility pressed heavily, but it also strengthened his resolve. Humanity's best had to succeed, not just for Zetheria, but for the pride and courage of every human being. One night, as the Aurora passed near a nebula, the crew experienced the strange beauty and danger of deep space. Colors swirled in waves of blue, purple, and gold, illuminated by distant stars. Energy readings fluctuated, making the ship's instruments go wild. It was mesmerizing but deadly. A miscalculation could send the ship hurtling into the nebula, where gravitational forces could crush it. Mara's hands danced over the controls. Hold steady. Trust the readings, trust your instincts, she said. Every small movement mattered. The ship shuddered as the engines strained, but Mara's skill and the crew's coordination allowed them to pass safely. As they emerged, the crew shared a quiet moment of relief. Even in the vast emptiness, bonds were forming. Each warrior realized that survival depended on teamwork, trust, and the courage to act without hesitation. Days later, the Aurora's sensors picked up a massive signal. Kragoth's fleet was near Zetheria's orbit. The sight was terrifying. Ships the size of mountains glinted menacingly in the distance, their weapons primed. The fortress loomed, a dark tower suspended in space, surrounded by smaller ships and shields of energy that pulsed like living veins. Dr. Cross studied the readings. The fortress is heavily shielded. Any direct attack would fail instantly. We need a plan that avoids detection, at least until we reach the Queen. Leora's eyes narrowed. We'll need to split into teams. One will act as a diversion, drawing attention away, while the other infiltrates the fortress. Every second counts and mistakes are not allowed. Rylan nodded. Agreed, but first we need information. Mara, can you find a way to map the fortress without being seen? Mara's fingers flew across the controls. I can launch stealth probes, small enough to avoid detection. They'll give us real-time data on shield strength, patrol patterns, and entry points. But it will take time. Time was a luxury they didn't have. As the team debated strategies, the Aurora approached the outer perimeter of the fortress. Automated defense drones scanned space and energy turrets glimmered ominously. Any wrong move could trigger an alarm, alerting Kragoth to their presence. During the approach, tensions surfaced among the crew. Captain Rylan and Leora discussed risk and leadership. Mara questioned the precision of the stealth systems, and Aiden worried about resource limits. Yet each disagreement strengthened their understanding of each other's abilities. They learned to combine strengths, compensate for weaknesses, and trust instincts. Finally, Mara launched the first stealth probe. It glided silently toward the fortress, its sensors transmitting data back to the Aurora. As the team monitored its path, they saw patrol patterns, shield frequencies, and defensive traps. Each piece of information allowed them to refine their strategy. Rylan addressed the team, his voice calm but firm. This is what we trained for. Every move, every decision, every act of courage matters. Once we enter the fortress, there will be no room for error. Remember why we're here. Remember the Queen, and remember the future of a civilization that cannot defend itself alone. We are Earth's warriors. We will succeed. The probe returned safely, and the team studied the data. Leora created a map of the fortress interior, marking entry points, patrol routes, and high-risk zones. They planned their infiltration carefully, accounting for every possible scenario. The strategy relied on speed, precision, and the ability to adapt on the fly. As the Aurora positioned itself for the final approach, the crew took a moment to reflect. Each warrior knew that fear was natural, but courage was a choice. Together, they had passed through asteroid fields, fought drones, and navigated the deadly beauty of space. They had bonded, trusted each other, and strengthened their resolve. Rylan walked past the bridge, looking at each member of the crew. "We are ready. What we face ahead is dangerous, but it is also an opportunity to prove what humanity is capable of, not just strength, but intelligence, courage, and heart. We will succeed, not because it is easy, but because it is necessary." As the Aurora entered the shadow of Kragoth's fortress, alarms flickered quietly, and sensors hummed with energy. The team prepared for the first real test of their mission. Every heartbeat echoed with anticipation. Every glance carried determination. The journey through the unknown had prepared them for this moment, the rescue of the alien queen and the beginning of humanity's greatest mission in the stars. Outside, the fortress waited. Silent, imposing, and heavily armed, it was a fortress built to withstand any attack. But inside the Aurora, Earth's greatest warriors were ready. They would face danger, uncertainty, and incredible odds, and they would do so together, proving that courage, teamwork, and human ingenuity could confront even the most powerful enemies in the galaxy. The Aurora drifted silently through the shadow of Kragoth's fortress. Outside, the dark steel structure loomed like a giant sentinel, its energy shields pulsing with a dull, threatening glow. The fortress's surface was covered with turrets, scanning devices, and hidden weapons. It was clear to the team that any misstep would trigger alarms, and Kragoth would know they were there instantly. Captain Rylan Hayes gathered the crew on the bridge. "This is it," he said, his voice calm but firm. "We know the fortress layout from the probes. Mara, you'll guide us through the safest entry point. Leora, you lead the infiltration team once we're inside. Aiden, prepare all tools and gadgets for bypassing security systems. Remember, speed and silence are our allies." The crew nodded, their faces set with determination. There was no turning back. The first step was entering the fortress without being detected. Mara piloted the Aurora close to the fortress's surface, maneuvering through a complex maze of rotating energy barriers and automated patrol drones. The ship glided like a shadow, avoiding detection through careful timing and skillful navigation. Every second was tense. One wrong movement, one miscalculation, and they would be exposed to Kragoth's elite security. Finally, the Aurora reached a narrow docking bay that led deep into the fortress. The entrance was guarded by automated sentries, their sensors sweeping methodically. Aiden deployed miniature stealth drones, which disabled the sensors silently, creating a temporary path for the team. The warriors donned their lightweight exosuits equipped with energy shields and advanced comm systems. As the team moved into the fortress, the darkness was broken only by faint red emergency lights. The air was cool, sterile, and filled with the hum of energy systems. Every step echoed slightly in the empty corridors. Leora led the team, her eyes scanning constantly for hidden traps or enemy patrols. "This place is designed to intimidate," she whispered. "Stay alert. Expect the unexpected." Suddenly, the faint sound of footsteps reached their ears. A patrol of Kragoth soldiers approached, moving swiftly and silently. The team melted into the shadows, holding their breath as the guards passed mere meters away. Leora signaled for them to move again, and they advanced carefully, each step calculated to avoid detection. After several tense minutes, the team reached a large chamber. It was a holding area filled with alien captives, Cytherians like the Queen, restrained by energy bindings and guarded by robotic sentries. The prisoners were weak, but their eyes lit with hope at the sight of the humans. Rylan knelt beside one of the captives. "We're here to help," he said gently. "Stay calm. We will get you out." Aiden quickly worked on the energy restraints, bypassing the security circuits with his portable toolkit. Within moments, the Cytherians were free, their limbs regaining movement and strength. The aliens quickly joined the humans, forming a small allied group. They moved quietly, using knowledge of the fortress to guide the team deeper inside. The team pressed forward, following the alien guides. They passed corridors filled with strange machinery, energy conduits, and mysterious devices that hummed with power. The sense of danger was ever present, Every corner could hide traps, enemies, or surveillance systems. Finally, they reached the Queen's holding chamber. A massive energy cage surrounded her, pulsing with bright light. Lysera looked weary but resolute. Her eyes widened slightly as she recognized the human warriors. "You've come," she said softly, her voice carrying hope. "I feared I was alone." Rylan stepped forward. "You are not alone, Your Majesty. We are here to bring you home." Aiden studied the cage, analyzing the energy flows. "The system is complex," he said. "It drains her energy slowly, but if we disable it wrong, it could overload and harm her." Leora knelt beside him. "We need precision. Timing is everything. Mara, can we hold the entrance secure while we work?" Mara nodded, already positioning the stealth drones near the chamber doors. "I can manage it, but any sound or movement could trigger alarms." The team worked methodically. Aiden bypassed the main energy conduit, rerouting power temporarily. Lysera extended her hands, focusing her psychic energy, subtly amplifying the human's actions. With combined effort, the cage's energy flow was reversed, releasing the Queen without injury. The moment Lysera was free, alarms suddenly blared. Kragoth had noticed the disturbance. From hidden panels, robotic sentries activated, moving quickly toward the chamber. "Move," Rylan shouted. "Form a defensive perimeter." Leora took position at the front, energy shield raised while Rylan and Aiden covered the sides. The freed Zetherians joined, using their knowledge of the fortress to disable or mislead the robotic guards. Mara controlled drones from the Aurora, providing additional support and distracting the enemy. A fierce but brief battle ensued. Lasers fired, energy shields hummed under pressure, and sparks flew from damaged machinery. The team moved with precision, combining human ingenuity with alien guidance. Each member played a crucial role. Rylan's leadership, Leora's combat skill, Aiden's quick thinking, Mara's piloting and drone control, and Lysera's subtle psychic influence. Together, they overcame the immediate threat. After the skirmish, the team paused to regroup. Lysera's presence inspired the humans and Zetherians alike. She addressed the team quietly. "You have done what few could even imagine, but this is only the beginning. Kragoth's fortress is vast, and he will not allow us to leave easily." Rylan nodded. "We know. We move fast, we stay together, and we rely on what we've learned. We will get you out safely." The team advanced deeper into the fortress. They discovered more prisoners, Zetherian engineers, scholars, and civilians, all held in various sections. Each rescue increased the morale of the group and strengthened the bond between humans and Zetherians. The humans realized that their mission was not just about the Queen, but about saving an entire civilization from oppression. As they moved, they discovered the central chamber of Kragoth's energy device. The machine that drained the Queen's bioenergy was massive, surrounded by conduits that ran throughout the fortress. Its power was immense, and any tampering carried grave risk. Aiden studied the device, calculating how to disable it safely. "This device is tied directly to the Queen's energy," he explained. "If we turn it off incorrectly, it could overload and destroy everything in this section of the fortress. We need to act carefully and precisely." Lysera focused, connecting her psychic energy with the device. Her presence allowed Aiden and the humans to understand the flow of energy. Step by step, they began to disable the device, cutting power to the draining systems while maintaining the Queen's safety. It was painstaking work, but the team's skill and patience paid off. Outside the central chamber, the fortress stirred. Kragoth's elite guards sensed the disturbances and moved to investigate. The team knew that more challenges lay ahead, but they had gained a crucial advantage. The Queen was free and the energy device was under control. Rylan gathered the team. "We've accomplished the most critical part of our mission, but the fortress is far from empty. Kragoth will respond quickly. Our next steps must be precise and coordinated. We stay together, trust each other, and move with purpose." The Zetherians, now free and guided by humans, prepared to help lead the escape. Together they formed a united force, blending human ingenuity with alien knowledge. The sense of hope and determination was palpable. As Part 3 ends, the team has successfully infiltrated Kragoth's fortress, freed the Queen, and gained control over the central energy device. But the danger is far from over. Alarms are active, elite guards are on the move, and the challenge of escaping the fortress safely has just begun. The stage is set for a daring battle, where courage, teamwork, and human ingenuity will be tested like never before. The alarms echoed throughout Kragoth's fortress, piercing the silence with urgent intensity. Red lights pulsed along the walls, casting long shadows over the corridors. Captain Rylan Hayes and his team knew that Kragoth's forces would respond immediately. Every second counted. The Queen, Lysera, had to be protected at all costs, but the fortress was alive with enemies, ready to strike. Rylan turned to his team. Positions. Leora, you take the lead in holding this corridor. Mara, control the drones. From the Aurora, provide support and create diversions. Aiden, keep monitoring the energy device and shields. We move as a unit and we don't stop until the Queen is safe. The team spread out, moving with precision. Leora raised her energy shield, stepping into the corridor first. From the shadows, Kragoth's elite guards emerged, clad in black armor and wielding high-powered energy rifles. Their movements were coordinated, their aim deadly. "Engage!" Rylan shouted. The battle erupted. Lasers cut through the air, striking walls and floors with sparks and smoke. Leora blocked incoming fire with her shield, while Rylan and the Zitherian allies advanced carefully, firing energy pistols and disabling robotic guards. Aiden used portable EMP devices to disrupt enemy systems, temporarily neutralizing the guards' weapons. Mara's drones darted through the air, creating distractions and intercepting attacks. She guided them skillfully, turning the battlefield into a chaotic but controlled space. The team's coordination was flawless. Each warrior anticipated the other's moves, covering weaknesses and maximizing strengths. Despite the intensity, Lysera remained calm. Her presence radiated reassurance, inspiring courage in humans and Zitherians alike. Through her psychic connection, she subtly warned them of approaching enemies and weak points in the fortress defenses. Her guidance allowed the team to navigate the corridors with strategic advantage. One wave of guards approached from above, using floating platforms to descend into the corridor. Leora signaled, and Rylan fired a calculated shot at a support beam, causing it to collapse and block their path temporarily. The team pressed forward using every tactic and resource available. After fierce combat, the group reached the central chamber containing the Queen. The energy device was still active but stabilized, no longer draining her life force. The team formed a protective circle around Lysera, anticipating Kragoth's personal arrival. As if on cue, a massive figure appeared at the entrance, Kragoth himself. Towering, armored, and wielding a deadly energy staff, he exuded power and menace. His voice boomed through the chamber. "You dare challenge me?" he shouted. "You are mere insects trying to defy a god." Rylan stepped forward, meeting Kragoth's gaze. "We are not insects. We are humans, and we fight for justice, courage, and the innocent. Today you will see what we are capable of." Kragoth advanced, striking the floor with his staff, sending waves of energy toward the team. Leora raised her shield, deflecting the attack while Rylan and the Zitherians fired in unison. The energy ricocheted, striking the walls with blinding light. Mara's drones intercepted Kragoth's minions, giving the team openings to strike. Aiden worked quickly, modifying the energy device to emit a temporary pulse that disrupted the fortress's automated defenses. Sparks flew, alarms blared, and the battle escalated into a full-scale conflict. Despite his power, Kragoth struggled against the unity and coordination of Earth's warriors. Every attack he launched was met with a counter, every movement anticipated. The humans adapted rapidly, using ingenuity and teamwork to overcome technological superiority. Lysera, though weakened, contributed to the fight. Her psychic energy subtly influenced the battlefield, causing minor disruptions in Kragoth's attacks and protecting the warriors from critical blows. Her presence reminded the team why they fought, not for glory but to protect life and justice. At one point, Kragoth swung his staff with immense force, sending Rylan flying backward into a wall. Pain shot through his body, but he quickly regained footing, pushing forward with determination. "We will not falter," he growled. "We stand together." The battle raged for what felt like hours, though time moved differently in the chaos of combat. The fortress walls shook, energy beams flashed, and the smell of ozone filled the air. Through every challenge, the humans and Zitherians moved as one, proving that courage and unity could match even the mightiest of enemies. Ryland saw an opening. Kragoth's staff had been slightly overextended in an attack. "Now!" he shouted. Leora and the Zetherians moved in tandem, striking Kragoth with coordinated precision. Mara's drones provided additional pressure, firing energy pulses to disorient him. Kragoth stumbled, anger flashing across his face. "Impossible!" he roared. But before he could recover, Ryland used his exosuit-enhanced strength to deliver a decisive blow, knocking Kragoth to the ground. Leora followed immediately, pressing her shield forward to pin him temporarily. Aiden activated a final pulse from the energy device, creating a field that suppressed Kragoth's powers briefly. The Humans-Etherian alliance had achieved the impossible. They had outsmarted, outmaneuvered, and overpowered a warlord of immense power. Kragoth realized defeat was near. With a furious roar, he retreated, activating his personal ship's cloaking device and disappearing into the fortress's upper chambers. The team did not pursue. Their priority was the Queen and the prisoners. The threat would return, but for now victory belonged to humanity and their allies. Lysera stepped forward, her voice calm but firm. "You have saved my life and the lives of my people. Your courage, unity, and determination are unmatched. You have proven that humanity's greatest strength is not technology or power, but the spirit that drives you." Ryland nodded, wiping sweat and grime from his face. "It's an honor to fight alongside you, Your Majesty. Together we can face anything." The freed Zytherians began securing the fortress, using their knowledge to disable remaining automated systems and free other prisoners. The human warriors coordinated with them, ensuring that every step was safe and strategic. The alliance between Earth and Zytheria had been strengthened in the heat of battle, proving that courage, intelligence, and cooperation could overcome seemingly insurmountable odds. As the team prepared to leave the fortress, Lysera addressed them again. "Kragoth will return, but you have shown that hope cannot be destroyed. You have inspired not only my people but also the universe. Remember this: courage is contagious, and unity is unbreakable." The warriors escorted the Queen and the freed citizens back toward the Aurora. Mara guided the ship expertly, avoiding remaining defense systems and patrolling drones. The fortress loomed behind them, a dark reminder of the challenges that still lay ahead, but the immediate danger had passed. Once aboard the Aurora, the Queen stood at the observation deck gazing at the fortress. "This is only one victory," she said softly. "Kragoth will seek revenge, but today life and courage have triumphed. Remember this lesson. No matter how powerful the enemy, unity, intelligence, and bravery will always prevail." The warriors exchanged glances, knowing she was right. They had faced impossible odds, endured intense danger, and emerged victorious. Their journey through space, their bond as a team, and their unwavering determination had saved a civilization. The experience had tested every skill and every belief they held about courage and human potential. Captain Ryland stood beside Lysera. "We will continue to stand for what is right," he said. "We will protect life wherever it is threatened. Humanity will never back down from a challenge, no matter how great." Lysera smiled, her energy and hope restored. "Then we are allies not just in this battle, but for the future. Together we will ensure that peace and justice flourish across the stars." As the Aurora prepared to leave Zytheria's orbit, the crew felt a mixture of relief, pride, and determination. The battle for the Queen had been won, but the war against tyranny and oppression in the galaxy was far from over. They had proven that humans, when united and courageous, could face the greatest challenges and emerge triumphant. The stars stretched before them, endless and full of potential. Humanity had made its mark, and Earth's warriors knew that this was only the beginning of their journey among the stars. The Aurora soared away from Kragoth's fortress, leaving the dark looming structure behind. Outside, Zytheria glowed in soft blue and green hues, its forests and oceans slowly healing from the chaos of the invasion. On board, the atmosphere was a mix of relief, triumph, and anticipation. The team had accomplished the impossible. They had rescued the alien Queen and freed countless Zytherians. But the mission was not entirely over. Captain Rylan Hayes moved through the bridge, surveying his team. "We've survived the fortress and we have the Queen," he said. "Now our priority is returning her safely to her people and securing an alliance for the future." Lysra stood at the observation deck, her eyes scanning her planet below. Though tired, she radiated dignity and strength. "Thanks to your bravery, my people have hope again," she said. "You have shown me that even across galaxies, courage and unity can overcome tyranny. Earth has proven itself worthy of trust and respect." The Zetherians aboard the Aurora shared their gratitude with the humans. Engineers and scholars who had once been prisoners now worked alongside the Earth team, sharing knowledge about their advanced technologies and strategies. Every interaction strengthened bonds, and every shared plan built trust. The journey back to Zetheria's surface required careful navigation. The fortress was still active, and Kragoth's forces could regroup quickly. Mara piloted the ship with precision, weaving through debris fields left from the recent battle and avoiding lingering patrol drones. Her hands moved instinctively, guided by experience and the lessons learned during the mission. Aiden monitored all energy systems, ensuring that shields and weapons remained operational, while conserving energy for emergencies. "We're clear for now," he said, scanning the data. "No immediate threats detected, but we must remain vigilant until we reach the Queen's palace." As the Aurora descended into Zetheria's atmosphere, the team saw the damage inflicted during the invasion. Cities were partially destroyed, forests scarred, and fires still smoldered in some areas. Yet even amid the destruction, life endured. Zetherians moved through the streets, helping each other rebuild, guided by the hope Lysra inspired. Landing near the capital, the team stepped out to a scene of gratitude and celebration. Crowds gathered, their faces filled with relief, joy, and admiration. Lysra raised her hand in a gesture of acknowledgement. "Today we celebrate not just our survival, but the courage and unity that make life worth protecting," she said. Rylan and his team were honored by Zetherian leaders. Awards, medals, and ceremonial tokens were presented. But the humans valued something greater, the recognition of their shared humanity and the bonds forged across worlds. As celebrations continued, Lysra invited the team to the palace for a private audience. "Your actions have changed the fate of my planet," she said. "But the galaxy remains dangerous. Kragoth may return and other threats may emerge. We must prepare together." Rylan nodded. "We are ready to stand with you. Humanity has learned that courage, intelligence, and unity can face any challenge. We will help Zetheria rebuild and defend itself, and together we can ensure peace." Plans were immediately set in motion. Zetherian engineers shared knowledge of advanced shield technology, energy manipulation, and sustainable power systems. Aiden took copious notes, devising ways to combine Earth and Zetherian technology to enhance future defense capabilities. Mara trained Zetherian pilots in advanced maneuvers, while Leora instructed soldiers and guards in tactics and coordinated strategies. Over the following days, Earth's warriors worked side by side with Zetherians, forming a true alliance. Each mission and task, from rebuilding infrastructure to developing defense systems, strengthened trust and respect. The humans were not conquerors. They were partners, proving the HFY ideal that humanity's greatest strength lies in courage, creativity, and compassion. Lysra addressed her people during a grand assembly in the capital's central plaza. "We have faced darkness and tyranny, yet we survived because of hope, courage, and unity. Today we honor those who risked everything to protect life and justice. Earth's warriors have shown us that even across the stars, allies can be found in the hearts of those who act with courage and integrity." The people cheered, voices rising together in a harmonious chorus of gratitude and joy. Humans and Zetherians alike stood side by side, a living testament to what cooperation and bravery could achieve. While celebrations continued, the Aurora's crew remained vigilant. Kragoth's retreat did not guarantee safety. His vow of revenge lingered like a shadow, but the team knew they were prepared for whatever lay ahead. They had faced incredible odds, survived impossible challenges, and emerged stronger for it. Lysra called a meeting with the Earth Warriors. "You have not only saved me but also inspired a new era for my people," she said. "I propose an alliance between Earth and Zetheria, a partnership for knowledge, defense, and mutual respect. Together we can face any threat and ensure that peace thrives across our worlds." Rylan responded confidently. We accept, Your Majesty. Earth will stand with Zetheria as allies, sharing knowledge, technology, and courage. This alliance is proof that when beings work together, even the greatest dangers can be overcome. The alliance was formalized with a ceremony combining Earth and Zytherian traditions. Symbols of unity were exchanged: holographic emblems, energy crystals, and technological blueprints. The humans and Zetherians pledged to protect each other, to share knowledge freely, and to defend life wherever it was threatened. As the sun set over Zetheria's forests, casting golden light over the recovering cities, Rylan reflected on the journey. The mission had tested every skill, challenged every belief, and demanded the highest courage. But humanity had proven that intelligence, bravery, and unity were unmatched forces, even in the vast, dangerous reaches of the galaxy. The Aurora prepared to return to Earth, carrying its crew and newly forged bonds. Lysra personally thanked each warrior. Your actions have changed the course of history, she said. You have shown that courage and unity are forces greater than any weapon, stronger than any tyranny. Your legacy will be remembered among my people for generations. Rylan smiled, humbled. It is an honor to serve Your Majesty. Humanity will continue to grow, explore, and protect life wherever it exists. We have learned from your people, and together we will face the challenges of the universe. As the Aurora lifted off, Zetheria grew smaller in the viewport, a planet healing from scars yet full of life and hope. The warriors sat quietly, reflecting on the mission and what they had accomplished. They had faced fear, chaos, and a powerful enemy, but they had prevailed. Humanity's ingenuity, bravery, and heart had made the impossible possible. Mara broke the silence, her voice calm but filled with pride. We've proven something important. No matter how vast the galaxy, no matter how powerful the enemy, humans can stand strong. We've shown what we are capable of, Leora nodded. It's more than strength or weapons. It's courage, teamwork, and determination. That's what makes us human, and that's what makes us unstoppable. Aiden smiled, looking at the stars stretching ahead, and there's so much more to learn. Together with our new allies, the possibilities are endless. The Aurora jumped into hyperspace, leaving Zetheria behind but carrying hope across the stars. Humanity had not only saved an alien civilization, but had proven that courage, unity, and intelligence could shine across the galaxy. The mission was complete, but the lessons endured. Life was worth protecting, hope was worth fighting for, and humans could achieve greatness when guided by heart and courage. As the stars blurred into streaks of light, the team looked ahead, knowing that new adventures, challenges, and discoveries awaited. Earth had proven itself among the stars, and humanity's spirit burned brighter than any weapon or force in the galaxy. They were warriors, protectors, and pioneers, ready to face the unknown with courage, wisdom, and unbreakable unity. Lysra's voice echoed in their minds, a reminder of what had been achieved. Courage and unity are eternal. Remember this, and no darkness can ever prevail. The Aurora sailed onward, a symbol of hope and the promise of a bright future for humanity and their allies among the stars. The galaxy was vast, filled with challenges and wonders, but one truth was clear. Wherever courage, unity, and human ingenuity existed, life and hope would always triumph.